stood in Alpha James's study. The weight of 10 years pressed against my chest as I prepared to say goodbye. Tara, Alpha James said, his brow furrowed with concern. I know this has been unfair to you. Can you give Dean one last chance? His voice carried the weariness of a father who knew his son had strayed too far. The anger flickered in his eyes as he added, when that bastard comes back, I'll break his legs myself. I opened my mouth to decline when the door burst open. Dean stormed in, his tall frame filling the doorway, his handsome face twisted with irritation. Tara, are you that desperate to get married? Can't you even wait 3 years? His voice dripped with contempt. I promised Megan I'd stay with her for 3 years. Do you really want to turn me into a man who breaks his word? The anger in his tone made me study him carefully. I searched for traces of the kind boy I'd met a decade ago, but that boy was gone. The man before me was a stranger. 10 years ago, Alpha James had saved my entire family from a pack of vicious rogues. In gratitude, my grandfather arranged a marriage between me and the Alpha's son. My rare witch bloodline could heal Dean's crippled legs, though the magic would cost me 10 years of my life. Back then, Dean was just a shy, disabled teenager. At our first meeting, he'd offered me a piece of candy with trembling hands. Something warm had stirred in my chest. Every year after that, he sent me gifts on holidays. Living deep in the mountain forests, I knew little of the outside world. Each present he chose filled me with joy and curiosity. But now everything had changed. Seeing my silence, Dean's voice softened slightly. Tara, we're still young. 3 years is nothing. Go see the world or whatever you want, just stay out of my way. But if you keep causing trouble, I won't marry someone who can't control her jealousy. Alpha James's face flushed with rage. He moved toward his son, fist raised. I stepped between them, my hand gentle on the Alpha's arm. Then I turned to Dean. I won't force you, I said simply. As a rare witch, I had no shortage of suitors. Dean thought his status as the Alpha heir and his wealth gave him power over me. He was wrong. Ever since he found Megan, his supposed fated mate, he'd wasted no time making her his beta. He paraded her through parties and important pack gatherings without shame. I'd asked to dissolve our engagement multiple times, but Alpha James kept begging me to give Dean another chance. Now, after Dean had publicly humiliated me, I was finally ready to let go. Relief crossed Dean's face as he nodded. He clapped my shoulder with false warmth. That's the spirit, Tara, don't worry. In 3 years, I'll give you the grandest wedding this city has ever seen. I'll make sure you have all the respect you deserve. He left with Megan on his arm, looking pleased with himself. I pulled out my phone and scrolled to a contact I hadn't used in years. My fingers moved across the screen with steady purpose. The wedding with Dean is canceled. Do you remember our agreement? Get ready to marry me. The response came instantly. My phone buzzed with an incoming call. Are you serious? The voice on the other end was breathless, almost frantic. You really don't like that cripple anymore? You're willing to marry me? You're not just using me as a substitute, are you? A soft laugh escaped my lips. I swear on my witch's honor, is that enough? Sharp, urgent breathing filled the line. I'm coming to get you right now. I turned to pack my things, trying to push away the hollow feeling in my chest. My eyes fell on 2 tickets lying on the desk. Hawaii. The tickets Dean had finally agreed to after months of my pleading. It was supposed to be our honeymoon trip, a chance to start fresh. The door slammed open behind me. Dean stormed in and snatched the tickets from my hands. He tore them into pieces with sharp, violent movements. The scraps fluttered down onto my face like bitter snow. Tara, I knew you hadn't given up. His voice was harsh with accusation, still fantasizing about dragging me on a honeymoon trip around the world. Before I could respond, his hand shot out and wrapped around my throat. His fingers dug into my skin as he pulled me close. Tell me, what did you do to Megan? My throat burned. I coughed, struggling to breathe. Dean,